Hi and welcome to Song Queen Workshops. This is a very basic beginner workshop series and this is number 1. So this is for you who has never really studied any music and you want to write a song. Here we are. So in front of me is the keyboard. It's a linear instrument, which means it basically only works in one direction. Moves up this way or down this way. It moves up this way, you get higher. You move down here, slower. Okay, as opposed to a guitar, which is multidimensional because it works both in it works up this way on the neck, or it works down this way. Oh, you can't see there, but let's do it like this. We do it like this. Yeah? So, the linear instrument, like a keyboard, is perfect for people who want to learn theory because it's much simpler to work with. Whoa, there was a guitar. Okay, it's a bit crowded here. So, we have white keys, we have black keys. We're going to work only with the white keys now because what I'm basically going to do is my way of teaching is to distill everything to the most simple elements so you can grasp the concept and then dive more into the more intricate aspects of music theory and songwriting. I want to get you writing as quick as possible, and this is how I do it. Okay, the white keys repeat on the keyboard. Here, and they repeat by eight notes per 8 notes. So 1, hold on, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this is a higher note from the first one we started with. Now if I go here, you can see on the camera, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now from here, this one is the same note, just this one's higher. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they just repeat, which means, again, this makes our job easier. We can work with just one section because it will basically be everything repeats, so we can just work with one section. So let's work with the one that's visible here on the camera. So we are going to be working in the key of C, C as in Charlie, because it is the easiest key to begin with, because it only uses the white keys for now. So that means we're going to locate the note that's called C, and the way we're going to find it is we're going to go to the 3 black keys, because the black keys are grouped either in groups of 2 or in groups of 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go to the one that has 3 groupings, 1, 2, 3, go to one white key, and go up to the next white key, and that's C. So again, to find the C, we go to the 3 black keys, we skip one white key, and we step to the next one, and that's the C. Now C is the letter name, but we can also consider this, if we're going to be working with the C as the first note, we can also call it the first note and give it a number, number 1. So let's go by numbers right now. If C is number 1, 1, the next note on the white keys, because we're just using the white keys right now, is number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, 6, 7, and number 8. And again, 8 is just repeating what number 1 was doing, just higher. It's just 8 notes higher. And we call that an octave, because octo means 8. Okay. Now, a song is composed of three elements: lyric, melody, and harmony. So the lyric is your text, i.e. your content, your message, your words, your great poetry. Your melody is your single line that you either sing or that's carried by an instrument in an instrumental, but in songwriting you'll be singing your melody. So, and the third element would be your harmonies, your chord, which are the same as chord progressions. And a chord is a group of notes. Typically, for our purposes, we're going to be using, right now, we're going to say it's a group of 3 notes. That's a chord, and this is a melody. Because I'm only playing 1 note. Because as a human voice, I can't sing more than 1 note at a time. So if I was going to write a song in the key of C, I'd need my C chord, and then I'd need a melody. Oh, when the saints, and there's the melody. Okay, so having said that, we now need to know how to build a chord. And for today's lesson, you're going to focus on building a chord that is called, surprise, the C chord. In fact, it's called a C major. To build the chord, what we're going to do is we're going to take the first note. We know that we can find C by looking at the 3 black keys, skipping 1 white note, and there we have C. We're going to hold down C. We're going to skip the 2nd note and hold down the 3rd note. And we're going to skip the 4th note and hold down the 5th note. There's our chord. That's our C major chord. Now, it's going to be hard to play once you start learning more chords like this. So we have what we call fingering and correct hand positions. And for the beginning level, it's quite simple. You put your hand across the keyboards, allotting 1 finger per key of the white keys. And since we said we're going to push down the 1st, we're going to skip a note, push down the 3rd note, skip a note, and push down the 5th note. There's our C with the correct hand position. So you're using this, and you're skipping the 2nd and the 4th. If we do it on the opposite hand, it's exactly the same theory. We hold down the pinky on the beginning note, we skip a note, we hold down the next one, we skip a note, we hold down the next. So that is going to be our positioning in general. So for now, so if I'm playing a C chord, or another chord like an F chord, but we're going to add those chords in the next lesson, because what I want you to do now, having understood how to find C and how to build 1 chord called the C major chord, I want you to hold down the C major chord with your left hand in the correct posture, so you start creating good habits. And then I want you to create a melody on top of that, just with this chord, C. You can just play around with the white keys over it and just listen to the sound, see what sequences of notes you like, what strikes your fancy. And you can also sing over it. Whatever you want to do, it's all yours. So you have learned the fundamental thing we're going to talk about in songwriting is the 3 elements, and we're going to try to develop them parallel. They are, again, the lyric, the melody, and the harmonies. You are now already going to start with practicing your first melody and your first chord. You will be doing that in the key of C major. Your chord is called C major. It's a chord consisting of 3 notes. Just work with that for now, and then join me on the next lesson when you feel You've gone that journey and you're ready for the next step. Let's move on. Thanks. And any questions, write them under here. Feedback, write them under here. Talk to you soon. Bye. So where's the button? Huh.